That's my pop.
That's my champ. I interviewed you last time. Interview me. Ask me whatever the hell you want to ask me about whatever the hell.
All right. It's another episode of Pop and Champ. That's my pop.
That's my champ. What's good?
What's up, Pop?
What's up with that little funny smile? What's good?
Just laughing at, laughing about the last episode. The last episode was pretty good.
To still come at me about that last app?
Yeah.
What was so funny about it, buddy?
The enemies part. That was a classic part. The penguin. The penguin was legendary.
Okay.
And yeah, definitely the enemies. Mom told me you got a box of enemies.
Wow. Yo, she's grimy. Yo,
I ain't seen when I got here. You had him stashed.
I see how the fix is in. Yo, I'm about to die. Yo, I'm gonna come clean. Yo,
It ain't Monday yet.
nah, it ain't even like that. Here's what went down.
Mm-hmm.
We did our pod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Boom, I'm locked in. I'm in.
It was
All
when you
jokes
saw
aside.
the box of
Nah.
enemies.
So we went out. We went to eat. We came back.
Okay.
And she's like, yo, I got to go out to Publix to get something. I'm like, all right, cool. I say, yo, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You see something there, snatch something up. A little snack, you know what I mean? Something light.
Mm-hmm.
And then she go, and it's BOGO.
Can't turn down the buy one, get
she
one.
wasn't letting the BOGO go down. She snatched the BOGO, son. Walked through the door. My whole existence shattered. I felt so ashamed.
They must have put those BOGO stickers right before you
Yo,
came.
I felt crazy. I seen the cinnamon. I was like,
You got weak.
it was like one last dance, baby.
Yeah, you had the residue when you live.
Yo, all over my shirt. The little white.
I knew you wasn't leaving me.
Nah, y'all cool. Y'all got me. All right. Go ahead. Keep it going.
So the topic of today I want to speak on is marriage.
Oh, okay. What about it?
Cause you and Mom been together, longer than what? Y'all been married for what? 20 years?
Yeah, we've been.
It's gonna be 20 years.
We've been together. Gonna be 30.
30, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 30. Yeah, it's been a minute.
How did y'all last? How did y'all last so long? How did because
A lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of crying.
the love had to be there.
Marriage is it's work all the time. It's work all the time. At least that's what it's been for me, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you grow, right? When I met wifey, I was in my mid-20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 54. You know, I'm not the same dude I was then. You know?
Yeah.
She's not the same woman that I met as a young lady. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you with somebody, you're both changing. There's no fault of your own. It's just as you grow,
Everybody changes.
everybody goes through their own little thing. So, we've had some ups and downs. I ain't gonna fake moves. It's been rough. I don't know how she deals with me at times, because I'm very not that I'm hard, but you know, I expect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I don't see what I expect, you know, that starts to rub me the wrong way. And I may not lash out. I'm not gonna lash out, but you gonna know I'm not happy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, like how we lasted, man, it's, I guess you gotta want it too. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, let's think about it, right? Because there's been, you know, times where I'm sure she was like, I'm sick of this little bastard.
Oh yeah, we've
You
all
know what I
been
mean?
there.
And I've been sick of her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you start to think, okay, so let's say you do slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you meet someone. Well, it's just someone that's new.
Yeah. So everything's good
Right.
when it's new. It's like a new toy.
Well, it's a new toy, right? So and then it's new. So since it's new, right, it's polished,
Yeah.
right? And you're dealing with the representative. You see, in marriage, you get past the representative,
Yeah,
right? Because when we first meet each other, we got representatives on the table 99.9% of the time, right? You are being or you're presenting whom you
Got the
believe
mask on.
that individual is into,
Yeah.
and who's going to attract that individual most, and what's going to make them really gravitate to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your rep on your rep is up front. You know, you're playing the back,
Yeah.
right? As the years pass on, you get more comfortable with being you,
Yeah.
right?
Start farting.
Yeah. You tell that rep, yo, sit your ass down. You tell the rep, yo, that's enough. You know, on both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you first start dating, you know, you're trying to win that person.
Yeah.
You know, and you're on your best behavior, and you're a little bit more accepting of things that, you know, in year 20, you're like, ain't popping. But in year 1,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You do it. So I think as you get older and you start to be more comfortable being you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, then you start to realize, okay, this is going to be work, you know, because I know I presented a person to her that's different today than the person she met in 96, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The person I'm with today ain't the person I met in 96. She's not the person I met in 96. There's part of us that are still that person,
Oh yeah.
but there's things within us that change. And unless you're willing to accept those changes, you know, a marriage is not going to work. And what I was really getting at, just to double back, is, okay, so let's say you find a new toy. It's just new, it's polished. Anything you buy that's new, you all geeked up about it. But everything that's new gets what?
Oh.
Old.
Yeah.
Right? And I may not have this issue with this new toy,
It's gonna be another one.
but it's just another one. It's going to be an issue. So
Yeah.
I think that's another level of maturity that both parties have to get to, where you both have to realize that, okay, so you're not happy now. Okay, so you're going to go get another dude. I'm going to go get another skunty. And then what happens? I'm going to be pissed off about something else. Oh, boy going to rub you wrong.
Yeah.
And we going to find ourselves sooner or later
back at square one.
back in the same situation.
Yeah.
So you know what? Be mad. Take your ass to the other room. I'm going to take my ass to the other room.
Cool off.
And we'll cool off. You know what I mean? And then we'll discuss, you know, because again, it's just gonna be repetitive, man. Why you think you see so many? Just look at life. How many people you know? They was with this person, they was married, they got divorced. Now they with this person, then they did with this person.
Yeah, it just keeps on going.
And then you be like, yo, what went down? Now this one was this one was that. This, it's a new thing with everybody.
Yeah.
So I think we've come to that realization, that maturity, that, you know, hey, whether you like it or not, it's till the Lord take you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was
You
gonna
know?
ask for.
And I tell you what,
Uh-huh.
the day it don't work out with wifey, if that day ever came, and I know it's not, but if
Yeah.
it did, I ain't jumping into quicksand again. Pop,
You hanging up the jersey, Pop?
it's hung. Why you think I'm chubby? Come on, man, it's hung. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, it's a lot. It takes a lot, man. And you know, I know I haven't been easy. You know, and you know, I know if you were to ask Mom, she'd probably lay into me. You know, there's areas where I've been amazing. You know, as a husband, and there's areas that I just flat out sucked. I was the scum of the earth. You know what I mean? And
Do you feel like marriages get better when you acknowledge because you know we like to or tend to like be like, oh, this person does this, but do you think like if we look on the on the inside on what we can improve, can it better the overall marriage?
yeah, I think both parties need to do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just, I mean, if we keeping it a buck, not everybody's willing to acknowledge their flaws, right? So we'll try to mask our flaws, right? So, yeah, I'm flawed over here, but you're flawed over there. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we're trying to trump one another's flaws to justify our stupidity.
Yeah, tit for tat.
Tit for tat.
Yeah.
I think as you go on and you start to realize, like I can't see myself without her. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I think we become one. Like, could I live without her? Of course, she could live without me. That's not what I'm saying. But that would be mad odd.
Yeah.
You know, I've spent more years with her
Than without.
than with anybody. Right? I'm about to be 54. I've been with her longer than I've been by my damn self. You know, so if anybody had to tolerate a lot of nonsense, it was her.
That's what you
You
go
know
to
what I
sleep
mean?
with, so you wake up to.
Everything, yo, dude, it's everything. But
Vacation.
she ride or die though. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? And she tough. Mom tough. If she wasn't tough, man, can't rock with me because I'm half loony. But she's tough, you know. It just takes work, man. Marriage takes work, Bobby. It takes work, man. And any two people that have been together for a long period of time, I believe they would say the same thing. They both worked on it. And they just both accepted the grass ain't greener on the other side. So whatever quirks, whatever nonsense we dealing with, yo, we gonna have to work this out. We gonna have to fix this. We gonna have to get the duct tape out, the Gorilla Glue. You know what I mean? The tie downs, the strap. We gonna have to work this out, man, because I'm not going out there and starting anew. Ain't happening, Duke. You know what I mean? Nah. You know, you already know.
Come too far to give up.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But then you do realize, even with all the nonsense that we've been through, I think in a way, because we've stayed together, even through all the BS, we've shown each other that we really love each other. Right? So there's love there. You know what I mean? But maybe we just ain't expressing it. You know, because we're still fighting to stay in the mix of one another. You see what I'm saying? When the love is gone, then it's gone. Everybody do them. But if you still together, then that's what's holding you together. So you try to work on, you know what I mean? Whether it be the kids, the grandkids, whether it just be whatever the hell you going to attribute it to. At the end of the day, it's really because you still genuinely love that person. If you stick with them.
Yeah.
You know.
What would you say, just a few things, because I know there might be, I'm sure there's many. What would you say you love most about your wife, Mom?
Yo, she's mad funny, right? But she only funny at night. She sucked during the day, nigga. Oh. I had to edit that right there. Like, she sucked during the day. Like, she's me in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
No nonsense. You know what I mean?
But when the jokes is on,
come nighttime, she become Eddie Murphy, Charlie. She become Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. Yo, she be killing me in the bed.
And mom's laugh is contagious too.
She be
when
killing
she laugh,
me. When
make
she
you
go,
laugh.
she go. So she, and sometimes I tell her, man, if we had a camera,
oh yeah,
like just post it up where you could catch us at night, we on silly mode. You know what I mean? So I would say that. What I really love about her is what I also hate about her. Now, I'm not gonna say I hate it, but I don't like it. She's strong. She's strong-minded. Right? So she 10 toes down. You ain't moving her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I love that and I hate it at the same time. Cause I know I ain't got no punk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know she gonna hold her own. But throughout the years, that woman loves me. She loved me unconditional. She loved me that it's like on a crazy level. Like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The how she loved me. But yeah, I would say that. What I love most about her is what I also don't like most about her is that she's strong, and she's no nonsense.
But when was the first moment you realized you loved mom? Can you remember that?
I've loved her for a long time. I never, I never would have thought I'd get married, especially after dealing with your mom. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was like, nah, it's easier just to be out there enjoying the fruits, like all the hanging fruit. You know what I mean? But I met her and she was cool in the fan, and she's what I needed at that time. And it took work. It took, again, anything. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. It hasn't been easy, but to date, 20-something years, almost 30 years in, I've gotten to a place where I say, she really loves me. It's some crazy ass love, but she loves me.
But it's real. It's genuine.
It's genuine. And that's all you could ask. Yeah. That's all you could ask for, right? That's all you could ask for, right? It's not going to be the way you would have buttoned up the love, right? But there's no doubt in my mind that she loves me, and when I really think that when I realized that I really loved her is when I asked her to marry me because I didn't want to lose her. You know what I mean? I was silly with it. And, I didn't want to lose her. So I said, would you marry me? Gave her the wedding of her life, B. Horse and carriage. All that. You know what I mean? We went all out. Took 2 honeymoons. It was good. Jamaica, Mexico. But, yeah. She loves me. I don't doubt it. At one time, I did doubt it. I used to be like, man, she don't love me, man. She on some nonsense. Because of where we come from, stuff that we, dealt with in our own.
Yeah.
So we be like, man, you don't want to give yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to be
you don't want to be a pendejo again. You know what I mean? You like, I ain't gonna be a sucker.
Cause the world makes it seem like you being a sucker for some stuff like that, like married, like you missing out.
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm happy, man. We've been together a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to death right now. I don't know who going first, but it's to death, son. Yeah, she's wild.
y'all go on a lot of vacations, right? Would y'all say that's a
and yo, I can't take credit for that. Yo, I call my old lady Gaia Lisa.
what does that stand for?
Lisa Streets. And not that way. She be out here. She be wanting to be on vacation.
Mom enjoys herself.
She goes on vacation, you know what I mean? And when we first started, I didn't have a problem. Yo, you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Do you? And it's even to now, you know, sometimes, you know, I'll be like, y'all don't want to do that. Go with your mother. Go with your sister. Go with your peoples. You know what I mean? But she got me into the vacation. And now I love vacationing, bro. You know, going to all-inclusive resorts, doing crazy amounts of cruising, just vacationing, getting out there, seeing the world. That's another thing. Me and her been all over. That's my ride or die. That's my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've been all over the world together.
Like we done seen a lot, you know, like, so I can't imagine a day without her. You know, that to me would probably be like, yo, that's crazy, you know, to have that, you know, like, but yeah, I love vacation because of her. Not because of me, because I was cool not going nowhere.
What's one of y'all favorite moments? What's one of your favorite moments when mom on vacation? Because you remember a specific time?
I mean, one of my favorite moments with her, and I'm going to give her full credit, when we took all of y'all.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? When we did the Disney cruise, you know what I mean?
we remember that till this day. We still talk about it.
Yeah, when we did the Disney cruise, I think that was like, it was a moment for me. You know, I rejoiced in her joy because she was happy that we was there with y'all. I rejoiced in watching you cats run up a bill that was retarded.
We thought the room service was free.
They thought everything was free. I almost had to start washing dishes.
Bacon cheeseburgers, milkshakes, late night.
Yeah, they was wilding. Yeah, I would say that's been one of my favorite moments. And then another one was when her and we went to Jamaica on our honeymoon. I think that was wild. And she was wild. Yo, they got a spot in Jamaica called Rick's Cafe. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, there's different levels where you could jump into the water. And yo, these cats was jumping like from the sky. They wilding. And she went up and she was like, y'all want to do it? I was like, knock yourself out. You know, at that time I was John Blaze, so I was already touched. You know what I mean? I'm over there, huh? That was my favorite word. Huh?
I'll see you.
Yeah.
I'll see you down here.
So she was like, yo, let's go jump. I was like, I ain't jumping. I barely know who the hell I am right now. You know what I mean? I'm over there puff and drinking. And she went up there and jumped, bro.
Dang.
Yo, she
not
had
a lot of women would do that.
She jumped into that. She's had me in caves. She's had me in jungles. But she's had me in places that I wasn't gonna go.
If it wasn't for her.
Yeah, she's wild. She be, yo, let's do it. Not too long ago, we was back in DR last year. And she pump faked. She was like, yo, I want to jump, because it was like we was at a waterfall.
Yeah.
And it was like natural slides. They had like natural slides you can go down.
Oh, that's
so
dope.
you could slide or you could jump.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mrs. T over here wants to jump. So she's like, yo, I'm going to go jump. Mm-hmm. So when she goes over there, she looks over. She pump faking. She don't want to jump. I could tell. It's in her eyes. She's scared. So I'm like, yo, let's go. Let's jump together. Let's just jump. You know, she like, nah. So we go back to the slide.
Yeah.
There's this kid there. He about $100. A whole 100 pounds with 100-pound weight around his neck. He's the one helping people get in the slide thing.
Okay.
So she get in the slide thing, and then she don't want to do that either. So the water's pushing her. Old boy's trying to hold her. He's screaming.
He's about to go with her.
I had to grab on and hold both of them and pull them back out. And then we walked down. We had to walk down that was like the last one was the biggest one to jump. And she pump faked there. She went down other ones, but the last one was the big kahuna.
Dang, 20 years ago, she would have did it.
20 years ago, she was in. Now she knows she could die. I ain't gonna lie. I be thinking about stuff too now. I be like, yo, I could die if I do this. You know what I mean? But yeah, I say that was good. Like she does. She's out there. She likes that. One thing I would say, man, when it's all said and done for her, yo, she lived. She went everywhere, did whatever the hell she wanted. Yeah, so those two were good.
If you had advice for anybody, you know, going through rough times in marriage, or you know, because it's pretty prevalent to in today's age, you know, divorce and you know people giving up just when things, you know, going through rough waters, going through a little bit of rough times. What advice would you give, you know, to the
Yo, tell her to put on a wig, a new costume, something. I don't know. Yo, dude, trust. The other one's you're gonna be right back where you are. Work on it. Talk. Don't talk in the heat of the moment. That's not gonna work. Let the steam cool off and talk, man. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. If you let something go, it wasn't worth nothing. When was the last time you let something go that was worth something? You only fight for something that's worth something. So if you believe that what you have with that individual is worth something, then you work on it. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to compromise. They're going to have to compromise. You know what I mean? You're going to have to you're going to have to make adjustments and communication. You know, it's you know, the Bible says a man leaves his home and cleaves to his wife and the two become one, right? That's not that easy. You know what I mean? Because you have two different mindsets, two different wills, two different desires, two different views. So unless there's communication and there's some level of foundation and an agreement on how you guys are going to handle the turmoil, because it's going to show, you know, then you can't get past that. So, you know, I would say learn how to communicate, you know, be genuine. You know, I think sometimes we need to have conversations with our significant others, but they may be painful conversations, so we don't want to have them. And then we end up doing some stupid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know, we end up doing some foolery, you know, because we didn't communicate with the one we needed to communicate with. We communicating, we was on another frequency, another channel. You know, but if you have somebody that you believe is worth it, and they've shown you through all their flaws that they genuinely love you, and the same way you expect them to see past your flaws, because ain't none of us right.
Yeah.
Ain't none of us coming to the table clean slate.
None of us.
We all got flaws, right? So if you are able to just acknowledge, damn, I want her to see past my flaws and see the good in me.
That stuff that.
But damn it, you gotta see past her flaws and the good in her.
Yeah. It is.
And
you go.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna reiterate pretty much in different words what you were saying. Like, you're gonna, you know, like she's gonna have to see past what you got going on, you know. So you got to give her the same grace, you know.
You have to, man.
Yeah.
You have to.
We can't be selfish.
I realized the big thing, and I'm gonna put it on the table, guys. The whole thing of marriage was presented to us from the Bible. So there's some that's the foundation, right? So
Yeah.
we have to see what scripture tells us, right, about marriage and what marriage consists of, and you know what's going to go down in marriage, right? You read Proverbs and stuff, you know, some of the things. If you don't have God, this is what I've learned now, but I had to go through all this nonsense. If God is not the centerpiece, right? Meaning the one you're allowing to hold you accountable is God and his word. See, my wife ain't gonna hold me accountable. I'm not gonna hold her accountable because we flawed. We humans. I'm gonna say the way I feel and the way I think is right. She gonna say the way she feel and how she think is right. Now, how we trump that is we gotta go by what the man says. So I've come to the realization, bro, now that a relationship that's not built on Christ, on that book, yo, it's gonna be rocky, man. It's gonna be rocky. I'm not saying people can't do it. I personally, because now, whenever I'm doing something, or thinking of doing something, or entertaining something, or acting a certain way, I have to look at how that book tells me I'm supposed to behave.
Because what does the book say? Where God bring together?
Yeah, let no man separate, right?
And that's including you and her.
Yeah, that's so we're supposed to become one. So if we have that bond, but it's on God. See, I don't want to fail God. So if I don't want to fail God, there's no way I'm going to fail her. If she don't want to fail God, there's no way she'll fail me. Will we have corks, little bumps in the road? Yes. But the one who's going to bring correction is not me going, yo, yo, yo. It's not her going, yo, yo, yo. It's both of us looking at what the word says and us both going, yo, we was wrong.
Love is patient. Love is kind.
Yeah, Bobby, if we go there, then it's a wrap for everybody.
Yeah. You gotta.
So that's what I'm saying. To answer the whole question of this whole marriage thing, that's what I've learned. That's been my biggest takeaway. It has to be, God has to be the pillar. He's got to be the foundation.
The end all be all.
The end all be all. Because then we're just two flawed human beings trying to make something work. Who trumps who? Who trumps who? The one with the stronger will. You see what I'm saying? But if I'm looking at scripture and scripture's telling me I shouldn't do that to my wife, this is how I should treat my wife. This is how I should love my wife. If my scripture's telling her this is what you should do with your husband, this is how you should treat your husband. This is how you should honor your husband. You see, I'm not telling her, she's not telling me. The book is telling us. And we giving our will, not our will is no longer on the table. It's his will. And if we're going to abide in his will, then we also have to honor what he says, how we supposed to rock with each other. And that to me is, that's where it's at, bro. And it ain't easy because and I tell you what, it's that's what I would say, puppy.
What's your favorite scripture? Let's wrap it up with this. What's your favorite scripture when it comes to marriage?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite scripture. But what I will say is, well, you brought up. If you look at 1 Corinthians and how it breaks down what love is, that's it. Because what? I gotta be patient with my wife. I gotta be kind. Right? Mm-hmm. I shouldn't be, all excited on anything she fails at. You know what I mean? So all the things that it says what true love is, I would say if we were to use that and have that be on the table with how we walk into this marriage, I think we'll be good. You know what I mean?
Be better off.
Yeah, because my dude, look, if you were to do that, right? you're pushing aside your nonsense, right? Because again, we're foolish, and we want to be.
We'll make it make sense in our head.
We'll make it make a lot of sense in our head, and I've come to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be the one that's, how can I put it? I don't want to be the one that's moving on my own accord and talking about how I feel and what I want, because what I want may not line up with what he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what he says we should be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just honestly, at the end of the day, man, I say to myself, a relationship has to be rooted. That's the only real way, man. I wish there was another, man. But I try to, really, really always look and say, yo, if Christ was here, how would he feel with how I'm handling this situation with wifey? You know what I mean? And that's where you're like, man, maybe just maybe, just maybe I'm not doing what I should be doing, right? And because I like what you asked, but the reason why I say that to me is the strongest, because again, it says love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast, right? It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And then it says, love never ends. So to me,
that's checking all the boxes right there. That's knocking out all the nonsense.
Relationship, it would be that. You know what I mean? But it's to the wheels fall off. Me and Riz Rock. I call her Rizzo from Greece. No, Rizzo was wild. But yeah, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me at the end of the day. And, there's a lot I got to still make up to her. You know what I mean? And I'll continue every day to do my best, to show her, yo, I may not have always known how to express how I feel for you, but I've always been in your corner. Even when you thought I wasn't. Even when you thought I checked out. I was in your corner. I'm still in your corner. I ain't going nowhere. It's over when the man upstairs dings the bell. When he gives me the 10 count, then it's over. That's when I think it'll be over. But that's it, B.
That was a good one, Pop.
Any other questions, B?
Like right now, because Mom is downstairs cooking dinner, so we gotta wrap this up.
She get mad tight. Food's done. You ain't down here to eat. God forbid
I can see her coming through that door any minute.
You already know, man. So, guys, another episode of Poppin' Champ.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like any other topics for us to discuss, we would love for you guys to tell us.
Hey, and it's on. I know he tried to be funny style.
Enemins. they downstairs waiting for him.
Hey, next week we gonna do a check-in.
Oh yeah, and we gotta start working out. We already talked about it today. We gonna start working out.
We're gonna film some of this. At least y'all guys know I'm in the grind. Any of you fitness people out there want to help old man out, old man Quillaz, give me some ideas. Let me know, you know what I mean, how I can win this bet with this little guy over here. You know, I'm gonna do what I do, but any of you gurus out there, holla at your boy.
Who believes that we're gonna say bye bye to Penguin?
Oh man,
who believes that?
Yo, you gonna see a pit bull. Watch, you gonna see a pit bull, y'all.
All right, that wraps up this episode. Love you guys.
Have a good one.